Hello everybody, thank you for tuning into this week's video. So if you didn't catch last week's video, my name is Alicia and I'm a music teacher who's working towards becoming a music therapist. So I created this series sort of as an educational resource and a way for teachers to kind of bounce ideas off of each other when they're working with kids with special needs. So last week's video was the topic of creating a safe space. And I touched on how that was important in making the child feel safe and comfortable with you before any music learning can happen. Now this week, I am talking about the concept of goal-directed choice. This is going to be a little bit of a quicker video this week, but I think it's a concept that's worth putting into one video. I briefly mentioned it last week, but I want to just elaborate a little bit on what it is and why it's effective. So goal-directed choice is the concept that you have a goal in mind that you want to work towards, but you're giving the student two choices as to how, or two ways as to how that goal can be accomplished. So basically, I find this effective in working with children with autism because a lot of the time in children with autism, they have this frustration with the inability to be understood or heard out. And so what happens is when you're giving them two ways as to how something can be accomplished, they feel like now they have a sense of control over how that can happen and that they're understood very clearly. So I'm just going to give an example as to how this sort of plays out in a music lesson scenario. So let's say that you want to get the child to complete a rhythm activity. So you have the rhythm that's printed out on a piece of paper, and then you say to them, so we have this rhythm we're going to do. We can either use the drum to play it, or we can either clap our hands. And it's important to kind of give those visual cues so they have a very good understanding of what you're getting them to do. And I also want to stress that it's important that they are not getting more than two choices, because a lot of the time children with autism can get overwhelmed when there's a plethora of things, and then you're kind of lost in translation as well. So you're kind of giving them two very clear choices as to how this can get accomplished. Now, I do want to also say that you want these choices to be equally as effective, because if one is not effective and the other one is very effective and they choose the one that's not effective, then you're kind of defeating the purpose of the activity. You want to have two very good choices on how the activity can be accomplished with the end goal that you're going to accomplish the activity that you wanted to in the first place. And so they're learning, they're having fun, and they're getting to choose how that all plays out. So that is this week's video, just a quick little tip on goal-directed choice. And I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a comment, subscribe, leave video suggestions, and I'll see you next Thursday, same place, same time. See you later. Have a great week, everybody.